was a beautiful morning before Thanksgiving, and we decided to go outside and butcher our first turkey. Here my husband's going to cut the jugular so that the turkey stays alive, but the blood can come out, and the heart can keep pumping the blood out completely. So this is actually a biblical way to process a turkey, and it's actually very humane. Hanging them upside down will calm them down. You can see the turkey kind of doesn't really know what the heck's going on. And then soon it loses enough blood that it kind of just has a heart attack. And its muscles react, but really I'm assuming it's like a human where if you lose enough blood, you kind of just black out and it's over. So, at first this is difficult to watch, but it seemed better than maybe chopping its head off and letting it run around or something else like that. So I'm going to let the video show you the whole process without editing in case you're using this as an educational video. Here it's having its heart attack. This is normal. It just kind of has this huge wings flapping session. Then it's pretty crazy. Every time you do it, it's exactly the same. They fold their wings up and kind of their muscles all seize for a little while. But this is the process.
The turkeys.
I now got everything set up outside, and this is a little video of my daughter ready to help me that you might find amusing. As I finish cutting their heads off, she responds. I'm out of here. She's pretty courageous, but wasn't that courageous. So basically I dunk the turkeys, and I actually here did 2 turkeys that morning. We dunk them in pretty much almost boiling water, scalding hot water, and this is going to help me as I pluck all of their feathers out. The baby wants to see what's going on too. The water's not dirty, it's just kind of bloody and stuff. My husband asked me to save the the tail feathers because he likes to make arrows. We're slowly learning how to live on the land. Oh, and we have a friend here that wanted to check things out. A little ironic. This process is very long. There's a product called a whiz-bang chicken plucker that I am dreaming of having that does this process in about 2 minutes flat instead of the probably 2 hours it took for me to pluck my 2 turkeys and 1 rooster that we processed that day. So we've skipped forward, and you basically use your thumb and your index finger to pull feathers out in the direction that they're growing in. Kind of get the hang of it. Now I've got my bird in the kitchen. Kind of ruined its skin a little bit, but that's okay. This is the first time. Next, I'm slicing off his legs. Basically, you make 2 little slits in the joints and kind of break them off and finish slicing them off. Use those legs, clean them off really well, and then use them for stock. There's rich gelatin in those legs. Next, you're going to slice against the neck, and what we're doing is we're going to be cutting out the little sack where all of the food goes into, and try not to cut it like I'm about to right now. And I throw my hands up because I made a mistake. Too close to the center. Ah! But I carefully, very carefully, now I'm scared and I butcher way too much of this, but better safe than sorry. You just don't want, any of the things inside the intestinal tract to touch your meat. So I carefully cut the esophagus and the trachea and pull that whole thing out. I have a trash bowl there waiting for me. Next, you go to the back side and you very carefully, with sharp knife, slice along the skin. Do not cut through the gastrointestinal tract. And you'll see it's kind of very obviously separation. So I cut the skin. And then very important here is that you cut through under the anus, which is between the tail and the anus. So you have to be very careful not to cut into there, or else you can contaminate your meat. So here I'm cutting under the anus. You want to just make sure you cut around so you can very easily pull the intestines and organs all out. Get a hold of the bird. I used gravity here to help me out. Reach all the way to the top as far as you can, fold your fingers and start pulling. Eventually, it will all come sliding out.
I'm a little busy, honey. I'm a little busy.
And once you get it all out, all you have to do then is reach in, scrape along the ribs, and you'll feel the lungs, and you'll want to pull all of the rest of that out as well as you can with your fingers. Scraping along the ribs, you'll feel the spongy lungs. So I'm going to take the bird and soak him in water and finish cleaning those feathers. Last, I've saved the organ meats. I'm going to save the liver. There's the liver, and I want to avoid cutting into the bile duct, which is this ugly green color that if you cut into, you will totally contaminate everything. So you don't want anything you eat to touch the bile coming from that bile duct. This is the heart. And I'm going to peel the membrane off from around the heart. And I didn't get very good video, but the other things I do is I carefully get the liver out and the gizzard. And that's quite a process. You'll want to look that up for how to do that properly.